Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Bat Apocalypse Playthrough series. As I'm editing and uploading this video, it has been more than 3 weeks now, and I'm sorry for the inconsistent upload because I'm trying to complete all of the challenges, but I figured I stop around a few. So this episode is gonna be a two-part or maybe three possibly, just so that I can focus on completing it and you guys get to see my progress while I'm at it. Yes, I'm aware that there's a new update, but I covered that later in the video, or maybe not because I'm not too sure how long it is, especially I am writing the script. So without further ado, let's start my experience in challenge mode. I forgot to record the first couple of minutes of the fight, but it's alright since all I have to do is just destroy the radar site and being overrun multiple times. But so far, it's pretty difficult since the challenge mode always limiting your party members and the glide availability. But nonetheless, I managed to beat it. So yeah, that took a while I guess. It's actually not too hard, but not that easy. Most of the time, I always fall back to gain some distance to prevent being overrun, and I repeat this multiple times. Overall, it's alright. I beat it anyways, cause it's somewhat one of the easiest boss fight, kinda. As long as you have stopping power and penetration, yeah, you're kinda good to go. If I were to say what is the easiest boss of all in Bat Apocalypse, I would say it's probably the Wilder Queen. And the reason for this is as long as you have range and you be good. Just don't get too close to the Wilder Queen. That's the only real threat she can pose where, well, it's a lot of damage. But there are other abilities she can do, such as shooting out those toxic slime, the toxic fog, and the ability to summon those evolve wilders. And overall, I don't think it's not too much of a big deal. The fight is kind of one-sided, especially how well I was able to use all four of my squad members and a glide. So yeah, this fight is pretty one-sided. So even if I have no glide or heck even only one bringing one member, which is Bahira, I feel like I don't think I might have an issue, but it takes a lot of time to take it down. But overall, yeah, the fight is pretty, I guess, easy. So yeah, it's alright. Now here, this is probably one of the hardest fight I have so far in this challenge mode. Well, not the hardest, but it is really difficult, especially how the Wilder King is, well, pretty quick and deals a lot of damage, especially those boulders where they hit you fast and hard. So I might probably, who knows, maybe I might make a video about which boss in the game is the hardest, well, easiest to the hardest ranking. I don't know, it's just kind of an idea. But anyways, this fight really takes a lot of my consumables and it's take a while for me to make this video because I have to keep going back to the Citadel to grind some fabrics or possibly some foods to, as my consumables. But change of plan, and yeah, I have a lot of moment where I got myself a really close call. And I'm kind of shaking up because I really don't want to fight again, especially I'm really low on consumables. But by a miracle, I somehow beat it, which, yeah. This boss fight is pretty surprising. The reason for this is I managed to chip off his health relatively quick, and it's not as tanky as the other bosses despite being level 10. So I wouldn't say it's the hardest nor the easiest boss. It still deal a lot of damage and it's considered to be, well, difficult as long as I know what I'm doing. And yeah, so far this fight isn't too much of a struggle. I do have to be careful with the grenades and the Molotov, but either way, it's not all too bad or too good. So yeah, I defeat him with, I wouldn't say with zero difficulty. I do struggle a tiny bit, but yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice.
Bought 2 tickets to the gun show, and I'm not giving them to you. I'm going with your tickets.
From here and onwards of challenge mode, it will be very challenging for real. This boss fight takes quite a while and I'm really struggling despite my team having the best gear in full squad and a Goliath along, but it's still quite a challenging fight, and throughout the fight, or until one of my squad member got knocked down, only one of them seems to continue fighting while the other one seems to lose aggro, which got me thinking that it's possible to maybe at least lure one of them, but unfortunately it might take a bit of luck, and maybe the only way you could sort of lose aggro is maybe it knock out one of your squad member with the highest aggro, and it will probably lose the aggro on the rest of your squad members. But neither way, I immediately take advantage of Marcus Cage, who is continue fighting me, and well, I managed to finish it off one by one. It's still a hard battle, but nonetheless, it's a pretty challenging fight. This is the third time I have to face a destroyer, and I have to express my opinion with this boss. Which is very annoying for some reason. For starters, I thought it's slow, just like the trailer depicted, but it doesn't seem so in game. And not gonna lie, it's fast, probably just as fast as the Wilder King. And one thing I really wish that Bat Apocalypse will implement or done in stone is a stopping power specific for bosses or anything. I mean, it doesn't seem to really slow it down. In fact, it's hardly a difference. The only thing I just see it stopping power really affecting is just making the boss having a seizure attack, but yet still walking towards you and still shooting out those boulders as if they're aimbotting straight at you, despite I'm not in the target zone of the boulder, where I try to dodge multiple times, but unfortunately my squad mates are a little too slow and got hit instead. But one thing for sure is that even if I have a lot of space, which I thought it will be, but not really. The space is really small, and I have a hard time to really dodge a lot of the attacks from the destroyer. And I can give you a few attacks from the destroyer of how ridiculously annoying it is, especially I have to play in a really difficult settings where I can't bring a Goliath and I'm not in a full squad. But after what feels like ages, I finally managed to defeat the destroyer, and yeah, that's a pretty tough fight, not gonna lie.
Shall we? After you.
I was expecting to be somewhat a walk in the park, but unfortunately the other one noticed me and fight along. So I'm in a bad spot where I have to face two of them, which one of them is already hard enough to do so, and those missiles hurt a lot more than I remember when I faced them. Not even 5 minutes, I already lost four of my squad members, and I'm again left alone to fight these two. But for some miracle, one of them lost aggro and left, and only one of them continued fighting me. So I decided to take this as an advantage, and the longer I fight them, the more I can see how those boss fight pattern works. Here you can see me try to get a bit closer to the boss, which you shouldn't, but those missiles curve when they shoot out from those barrel thingy, I don't know. But yeah, the moment they curve, you could try to like get close so that the missiles just might as well miss. Well, you could kind of dodge, but only one or at least two missile hits you anyways. But it's still somewhat of a win because at least you don't have to end up using a little bit more of those consumables. And this is somewhat of a soft counter, but either way, after I defeated one of them, I revived the rest of my squad. But unfortunately, Dale is too close to the boss, so I aggroed it and decided to fight head on. Here, I think I can save a lot of consumable if I didn't revive my squad. Because I ended up become a bigger target for the missile to hit me, and I can't repeat the strategy I just came up with. Nearly had another close call, but I defeated regardless.
Repeat after me. I'm dead.
The more I play these challenge mode, the more it really felt make no sense. I don't know, it's just my head because I'm kind of tired from playing it, and the reward, well, it's alright, but it depends how some of you guys see it or not. And I remember I was actually pretty tired or burned out to be specific, that I even talked to myself that I swear these large pipes is possible for us to hide behind, but not really for some reason. I don't know if it's a bug or it's intentional so that we don't exploit the cover or anything. I just really wish that we can actually hide behind cover, although it wouldn't make sense for other maps, but how come this one can? Either way, they're probably just decorations, to make the map more immersive, I guess. So yeah, the fight is similar to the previous one, but except that the counter, I can't really counter much. The only thing I can somewhat do is to be quick enough to outrun the machine gun bullets and create a lot of distance so that they can't use a flamethrower on me, which is hard enough for me to say. But either way, I managed to defeat them one by one, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the challenge mode, I guess. This was supposed to be my 11th challenge level, but this is where I stop and really have a breaking point. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous sometimes. And yeah, is one of the leading factors of me making this video in the first place, because I don't want to really try to spend my time finishing them all, so I figure I could just split the video in half and try to do the challenge halfway there or something. I don't know. I know that I'm not really that close, but I'm somewhat there. So I'm not going to make any commentary of me fighting the hunter. I'm just going to use this video as kind of a way to entertain you guys while I'm making some commentary. Well, I still have somewhat a bit of time, but I'm kind of tired right now, and I don't feel like making kind of a combined video of me reviewing the update. So maybe I might make another separate video. And yeah, if you made it this far, I respect you. So thank you for watching this video. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If this video gets enough support or feedbacks, maybe I might make a second part of me taking on the challenge mode. So yeah, that's about it for this entire video, and I see you guys in the next video. Ciao.